Let me show you my countryside through these old headlights. We can take this road as far as you want to go.
Hello, good morning and welcome back to another episode of Reviving My Uncle's Farm. My name is Paso, this is my vlog, and I wanted to show you this. Let me just quickly engage the hazard. So it's Spooktober. Yeah, we're actually in October, and look at that. Some people actually put up the Halloween decoration. I'm sorry, I'm going. Yeah, I just wanted to show you this because I found it really nice. Yeah, and it really fits the theme with all the leaves are brown and whatnot. Anyway, I have refilled our vending machines, and I'm on my way to sell the rest at the pub. I am gonna take coffee, and then we're gonna speak some more about what we're gonna do today and what happened in between. Alright, 1,569 paid for the rest. Let me just move the tractor out of the way and then I'll sit there. The coffee is already waiting for me at the table. So yeah, I sent the application for the Young Farmer Capital Investment Scheme and I have already gotten a reply. So let me sit down with you. Oh, just a little bit like this. Yeah, I have gotten a reply from that the Young Farmer Capital Investment Scheme, and they are willing to grant me 50,000 for my farm renovation for adding sheep to my existing operation. Now, the catch is, I need to have everything built first and send them the receipts. The receipt for land, the proof of ownership of land, and then I need to send them the receipts for any buildings I've put up and any machines that I bought for this. Although the machines are not usually counted in that mass, but I still can send the receipts so they can actually calculate my whole expenses. And then I will be able to get that money refunded up to 50,000. So if I can send the receipts for more than 50,000, but I'm not gonna get refunded for more than 50,000, which is a great thing. But the catch is I need to have money to invest in the stuff before I get the refund. So I have to think about who I can ask for a loan, a short-term loan that could send me, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 grand. That should be enough. And when I get the money from the government, I will repay that and we're fair and square even. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing is I've been looking for a water bowser and I have found one. It's a farm that's actually closed down and they have some equipment still lying around and they're willing to give me that for free, which is great. So I'm gonna go pick that up today, and I will also lease a slurry spreader and slurry the fields, but I need to buy a hose because hoses are not included in the lease and I definitely need a hose for future endeavors. Okay, so that's a quick recap. I'm gonna have my coffee now, and I'll catch with you back a bit later. Okay, so I have ordered that hose. It's not yet here, I think, so I'm gonna go inside and speak with them. And yeah, we'll try to load it up. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, and I need to do the road edges. Yeah. That's still waiting. Maybe I'll do that through the winter when there's not so much work to do. Okay, so that was 160 pounds. I can definitely afford that, and they have dropped the hose right there. So we can use that to pump slurry out of our slurry pit that is under the cow barn. And okay. Okay, this is not exactly going as I wanted to. Okay, let me put some straps over it. Cool, so we now have a hose. Let me take that home and then we'll have to wait for the slurry tanker to arrive, and while we do that I am going to go get that water bowser. So yeah, we'll be able to transport water, because at the moment we have only that stainless steel bowser which we use for milk transport, and because you are not allowed to mix the food and non-food types, even though water is technically food, or you know, a food type. It's not allowed there because we don't have filtered water, and it's directly from the hose, and it can be contaminated, so yeah, we're not allowed to do that. The other thing is, I have checked the soybean price. The highest soybean price is basically around end of June, beginning of August, so we're not gonna be selling that anytime soon, but I do want to test if our chickens will actually eat it. So I'm gonna try and take a scoop of it and dump it into chicken trough, and then we'll see if they can actually use it or not. So yeah, basically that's gonna be an experiment. Hey, stop. Whoa, that was a wild truck. Okay, now let me try get that hose to our slurry pit. Shouldn't be that difficult, it's quite light. And it's not a big one, it's only, I think, 3 meter length. But we actually don't need any more than that. That's more than enough. So yeah, this was the stainless steel bowser I was talking about. We can use this only for milk transport, and we can't use it to transport any other liquids, because then if we get an inspection, or if somebody actually sees us doing mixing, you know, different stuff in that bowser, we could get a hefty penalty, maybe even lose the contract with the dairy, which I definitely do not want. Okay, so I've been talking with people at the vehicle store, and supposedly you put this in, and then that's it. Now let me see. Oh, I've opened it up again. And this is how you open the pit. Now, since we don't have anything on top of that pit, nothing can leak out or leak in. Let me just close it so the smell doesn't go out. And now all we need is a trailer on this side, so we can actually start pumping something out, and man, we have a lot of manure. Oof. Yeah, I definitely need to take care of this. So, for picking up that water bowser, I am gonna take our beautiful Land Rover. I was checking the hitch, and it actually has a double hitch, so you can hitch a normal trailer with the ball hitch, I think, and you can have a pin hitch. So yeah, it's actually very, very useful. Okay, and now let me get to that farm, get that water bowser back. It supposedly is a homemade thing, fairly old, fairly in bad condition, but we'll see what we can do. The main thing is that it doesn't leak. And yeah, we have to go left to get it. Okay, so this should be the farm entrance. Yeah, it looks pretty overgrown, so it really looks like an abandoned farm. Even though it's not actually abandoned, but there is no farming going on here at the moment, as I have been speaking with the owners on the phone. They use it as a summer house, and right now they are only here on Spooktober vacations. Anyway, let me go and speak with them, and I'll be back when we're done. Okay. Well. Yeah. It looks like it's a homemade frame. You can see the welds. They're a bit scratched and whatnot, but it looks like it's actually just two regular barrels welded together with some holes on the top and holes in the back. That's basically it. Yeah, I can see it's actually a square frame just bolted through. Awesome. Well, I believe this is gonna work perfectly because I need a water tanker to transfer water to our garden. That's one thing. And the other thing is I need to transfer water to our future sheep, because there are no water main lines where the sheep pen is going to be. And for this I need to basically be able to give them water, and I need to transport it, and this is gonna be the perfect setup if, and I say if, this actually holds liquid. The owner said that they actually didn't use it like practically at all because the grandfather used it, and since he passed away nobody ever touched any of that stuff. So it just lay there, and that's why they decided to give it away, which is a noble gesture, but yeah. And I never took, how should I say, I never put any attention on the lake right there. I have noticed it. You can barely see it through the... yeah, you can see it now. It actually has a boat. Yeah, I never took any interest in this part of the landscape, and I never even knew we had a lake so close. So that might be an interesting spot to visit sometimes when I have some free time. But not today. Yeah, when I come back to the farm I want to wash that water tanker behind us. I hope it's gonna be watertight and it's gonna serve the purpose we need it to. And this is a really big incline, you know, it's a really steep hill, look at that. I am trying to hold the camera horizontally. And this on the right is our field. The grass has actually regrown completely. Okay, cool. So we also may start thinking about making some hay, because sheep are gonna need hay to survive through the winter. They are gonna be able to graze the pasture they're in, that's why I decided to get that big grass field so they have enough feed. But yeah, let me try and wash this. Get all the little details out. And I have also been thinking who could help me with the money issue. So one thing is I could go to the bank. I need to go there before 3 p.m. because that's, I mean 4 p.m. That's when the bank closes. Around here. You know what? This tanker really looks in a decent... looks to be in a decent shape. Well, it's a bit scratched up, but let me try filling it up. So I'm gonna reverse it. I should have done that before I started washing it, and now I'm gonna try to refill it. Okay, the tanker is filling nicely. It's supposed to have 2,000 liter capacity, so 1,000 for each barrel. It looks like we are already full. And yes, we are completely full. Okay, well, awesome. Now, for the time being, where should I park this contraption? I don't think it needs to be undercover because it's completely made out of metal and there is actually no moving parts except for the flap on the top, the cover. So yeah, this could be the place. Okay, awesome. Making progress. Okay. Anyway, I was thinking of contacting the farmer near the store. So you go past the vehicle shop and then on that epic driveway up to the house. He's quite a big farmer and he might be able to help me out. And if I still need more, I can always visit the bank and then repay that loan as fast as possible because the interest rates are killer. You do not want to have them on your farm for long. Okay, so let me call him, and in the meantime I'm gonna arrange the slurry tanker to be prepared. And we'll see you on the way. Okay, well, I have called the farmer and he is available for a cup of tea. He prefers tea, he said. So I'm gonna go to him and I have already arranged for the slurry tanker. It cost me around 400, I think 410 pounds. And I have been on the phone with Adam. He actually was successful and he sold my Jeep that we had from the start over here. And yeah, we're gonna get the money transferred quite soon, I think. He said he already put in the wire transfer, but as usual, these wire transfers do take some time. Yeah. And I've been neglecting our fuel level a bit, and I need to remember to refill the tractor before I hit the field. Well, even if I do hit the field, we actually have fuel at home now, so there's not gonna be any issues. At least I believe not. Okay, I just got the ping. It looks like the money transfer came through. So we got 2,456 pounds for that beat up old Jeep, which is a decent amount, I think. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. Okay, and this is our leased slurry tanker. And it looks like I can fill it from one side, from both sides. Okay, that's cool. Oh, look at those tires. Balloons, floaters. Yeah, I think they're called floating tires. I'm not sure about that, but I think they're called floating tires. Anyway, I'm gonna go and visit the farmer just up the way. Okay, there's pedestrians stopping the cars, so I can safely pull out into the main road. Yeah. Okay, so when I turn into that driveway, I want to show you the soybean price I've been talking about. It's actually the highest just before the harvest season, which is, how should I say, expected, because when you harvest it, there's the most amount of supply. If the demand is constant and the supply gets to be more than the demand, the price usually drops. So yeah, you can see June has the highest price and in July it starts falling, and I have to be careful I don't hit the road. So at that time we can sell it for around 2,150, and if we would sell it right now, we are currently in October, we would be selling it for less than 1,000 pounds. So we would actually cut our profit in half, which of course is not ideal. Okay, I'm gonna park the tractor a little bit off the way and gonna have a word with this generous farmer here. I hope he was generous in lending me all kinds of equipment. Now I hope he's generous in other ways to help a fellow out. Okay. And of course, I parked the slurry tanker directly in front of his door. If he doesn't behave, I can always slurry his house. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, dear viewers, I have been semi-successful. So he is willing to lend me some money. He wanted to see the contract or the offer from the government first. I've shown him everything, that Young Farmer Capital Investment Scheme, all the details, and how I have been actually confirmed for that, but I need to, you know, make the purchase first, and then I'm gonna be refunded, which is giving me a bit of a headache. And he agreed to lend me 20,000. He's gonna wire transfer that, and I'm so grateful for him because this is gonna make my life a lot easier. If nothing else, I can actually buy the field now, because field is, if I remember, 22,560. That's a pretty pretty darn how should I say, exact number for if I remember. I just looked at my notes because I have everything written down that I need to do. Anyway, yeah, I can at least buy that field, and then I can start with the rest. The buildings shouldn't be that much more expensive, but I am going to have a stop at a local bank, and I think it should be somewhere around here. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a stop at the local bank, and I'm gonna try and negotiate additional funds, a short-term lease, and then we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, so the bank situation is as follows. We still have an outstanding loan of 16,116, and the bank said that we could take a bigger loan out, but we need to repay this one. So that would mean if I need additional 30,000 pounds, I would have to take out 46,116. So 16,116 is going to go to repay the loan we currently have. And the short-term lease is for 10 years, and interest rate is fixed 3%. So we would be repaying, if we took the whole 10 years to pay it out, 53,334, and with the monthly payment of 451. But as I said, when I'm gonna get that grant paid out from the government, I'm gonna repay as much loan as possible, and I need to put to give 20,000 back to the farmer up the hill. But I was thinking, he was so generous and I want to give him at least something back, so I'm gonna repay him 22,000. Okay, that's 10% of that loan for interest and for a thank you for helping. He didn't want any, but I still want to do that because it's the right thing to do. Okay. So I am going to take this loan, and I'm going to repay this one. So it's gonna be a special redemption, 116. Make special repayment. So that loan is closed, and we only have this one left, which is a huge amount, and we don't have that much money in the bank. So we have 49,000 because we still had some in the bank. but that is my do not touch money if I don't really need to. So I'm not gonna touch that money unless I really need to. Oh yeah, there was one other thing. Let me quickly just pull up my phone. So there is this page that offers you jobs, or current local farmers can put up jobs they need help with, and there is a farmer called Paddy McNally. He owns the field 78 and he is willing to pay 1,490 for fertilizing, and I am going to accept this one. So this should now be in my active, yes. And I can use my slurry tank that I just borrowed, and we have loads of slurry in our slurry pit, to actually do the fertilizing, and we can make some money back that way. So I have a bit of a heavy heart because I have so much money lent at the moment. Yeah, I really need the government to pull through and actually do what they promised in a decent amount of time. I really need that. Otherwise, I just may as well maybe, you know, where sun doesn't shine. Or so they say. Anyway, let me make my way back to the farm. And then we'll start spreading slurry on our harvested field. I may try spread slurry on the grass field, even though it is fully regrown. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. But yeah, this is where we stand now. So huge dramatic changes to our farm. And it's amazing. Oh look, our neighbor has calves. It looks like his cows have calved in the beginning of autumn. What a strange time. I always thought that the cows are calving in spring. I don't know why, maybe I'm wrong. But nowadays when we have feed prepared, this is really not such an issue as it was once before. Anyway, we got that additional 20,000 from the farmer. So we currently have 69,159, which very little of that money is actually ours. But we're gonna make it back. We're gonna invest it smartly. At least that's the plan. Okay, now I haven't used this system yet, so let me jump out and see how this works. No, I'm too far. Need to reverse a little bit. Okay, and let's just like this, and let me open the valve. And let's start the pump. Oh. I'm not sure what's wrong. Give me a second. Maybe I need to open the valve over here also. Right, of course. Okay. So it looks like the pump is in the wrong direction. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Whew, the whiff. Yeah, of course, the pump needs to pump out the air, and that surely has to sting because it's in direct contact with the slurry. I didn't think about that. Whew, it's making my eyes tear up. Man. Okay. Looks like the trailer is all full. Let me close this and hook this. I can leave that open. And let's try and spread slurry. I don't really remember what the reach is of this, how wide the spread is. Let me go into the first gear. Let me put it into B range. Okay, nothing's going on. Still nothing. Still nothing. Okay. Give me a second. Okay, let's try again. There was a pipe at the back. It was still closed. Okay, I'm really not sure what I'm doing wrong. Do any of you maybe see what could be possibly wrong? Why this wouldn't work? I mean, let's try it again. Of course, now it works. Sometimes when you're doing things, you make such a stupid mistake, you know, such a dumb mistake that you really shouldn't have made. It just makes you feel always all kinds of horrible. But yeah, you definitely need to connect the PTO in order to use that slurry tanker. I mean, I'm not mad. I'm actually impressed. How could I forget about this? Okay, and while I'm over here at the grass field, I'm gonna just try if it actually makes any difference if I put some slurry in it. And yeah, it actually does make a difference. Even though the grass is very high, I can barely see where I'm going. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna empty this tanker out, and then I'm gonna focus on the arable field down there, and then I'm gonna go do the contract I picked up. And if I have enough slurry left, I'm gonna fertilize this grass field. Otherwise, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Okay, looks like we are empty. Let me put it into top gear. Let's go refill. Anyway, I will do the arable field, and then, as I've said, I'm gonna do the contract. The field 78 is right next to the dairy, so it's not very far, which is good because we don't have a very big tanker. But yeah, this is how we do it. Okay, so that was one trailer on that field. It wasn't completely full, and I think we covered around 1/4 of the field. We still have plenty of slurry left, but I do need to refuel our tractor. The fuel gauge is all the way down, and I just want to make sure I don't run out of the go juice while I'm on the field. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do now, and then we're just gonna be slurrying until the end of day. So let's close this. Come on. Okay. Let's move the tractor all the way to the fuel pump. To refuel with the ghost juice. I always found that expression so funny. The go juice. Okay. This should be good enough. And let's refuel. Ah, this is such a lifesaver, this pump and this tanker here. So yeah, if you wonder why my slurry tanker wasn't working, I didn't have the PTO engaged, and I also didn't have this lever engaged. I have to close it and open it before I can actually use that spreader function. Man, what a beautiful evening. Well, evening, it's, you know, almost 4 p.m, but it's turning quite dark. It's October, the winter is coming. Okay, refueling done. Let me check. Oh yeah, the gauge is full. Now back to the field. Ah, fresh air. The contract is done. I'm standing on the roof or a fender of my tractor, but looking at that milk carton, I never actually noticed that. It's actually a milk carton on the roof of the dairy spinning around. Anyway, it's a very beautiful evening, very picturesque. It's nice autumn. Now, carefully get back in the cab. Okay, so we have a bit slurry left in the tanker. Let me see if I can empty it out over here. It should flow down because we are on an incline. Yeah, because I want to take this slurry tanker straight to the... Okay, it's a little bit... Okay, a little bit more and we're done. Okay. I want to take the slurry tanker straight to the dealers to return it. I don't want to pay the leasing fee for another night. And yeah, this is gonna be it for this episode. Whoops. Okay, I wasn't honking. That was someone else. Please don't arrest me. Anyway, I'm going to go through this Sunset Drive. Wow, his lights are strong. Okay, I can't see anything. Let me just quickly scoot over to let him pass. Ah, of course I didn't leave enough space. Luckily there's a bit of space in between of here and yeah, because I excuse me, truck driver, lorry driver, but I do want to enjoy my sunset drive. There's nothing like a good sunset. Look at these colors. Just look at them. Wow. And you can actually see them getting dimmer and dimmer of the light. Anyway, so today was a pretty hectic and productive day. I have done a lot of things that I didn't expect doing so soon. We have a lot of money in our bank, but this is gonna change fairly soon, I believe, because we do have a hefty loan and we have to repay the farmer for 20,000. But we have options, so we are going to start building our sheep pasture. I need to take care of the deed to get the land transferred to my name, and I have to pay for that land and everything. So yeah, that's all gonna happen in the next episode. I do have sort of an idea what I want to build with that sheep pasture, but we'll see where the road takes us. But yeah, with this beautiful sunset, I will thank you for watching. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.